Welcome to McFly Angler. I've never been a guide, but I still enjoy teaching people how to catch more fish. So join me in this video where I show you how I tie this fly. It's best to use a 2 to 3x long nymph hook like this Daiachi 1720. Secure whatever hook you're using into your vise. Then we will need to add some lead wire for the weight, and putting a .015 size lead wire spool into an extra bobbin helps to do this. Make about 10 to 15 wraps with the wire, and then break it off and push the wire together. Make sure it's positioned a little forward from midway on the hook shank. Now we need some thread, and I like this Vivas 6/0 for its strength. Start your thread just behind the lead wire, and break or snip off the waist. Then wind over the lead wire with some loose wraps. Now let's cover most of the wire with some tight thread wraps to smooth out the bump. Then end with a small space behind the eye of the hook. Now we need some of this span flex. Brown or black works great. Snip off 2 strands. Then take one of the strands and fold it in half, leaving a small loop at the end like so. Measure out the loop to be about the length of your hook shank, and then tie it in so the loop hangs out past your hook eye. After the span flex is secure, then make open spiral wraps down the hook shank, ensuring that the span flex stays on top of the hook shank. Stop once you reach just shy of the hook bend, and then snip off the excess rubber about a hook shank length. Now we need to add some chenille. I like tying a few of these in a row, so I snip off a generous amount. This amount can tie about 4 to 5 flies. There are many colors you could use to tie this in, and while the corrugated chenille is most common, you could tie them in solid colors as well. Prepare the chenille by pulling off some of the tip to expose the thread core. Now tie the chenille core on top of your hook with a few tight wraps. Then bring your thread back to about where the front of the span flex starts. So I find whip finishing the fly here and snipping off the thread helps with the next step. So we'll need some UV resin now, and it helps to take the cap off and have a curing light handy. Grab the other span flex leg and hold one end, then wrap it over your hook starting about midway. Wrap under your finger and back over the hook shank a couple more times till you make 2 loops. Hold everything together with your left hand and grab your UV resin with your right hand. Squeeze on a thin strip over the legs and make sure it's even. Then cure the resin and let go of the legs. Now you can snip the loops with your scissors and then cut the extra long legs to length. Start your thread again just behind the front legs and snip off the excess thread. Now for the tricky part. Start making touching wraps up the hook shank with your chenille. When you reach the legs, just move them out of the way and wind in between them. This can take some time, and you'll want to try to position the legs correctly with each wrap. But just take your time, and with practice, you should be able to do this fairly quickly. Once you reach your thread, tie off the chenille with a couple wraps of thread over the chenille, and a few under the chenille. Now you can snip off the chenille close. After snipping the chenille, I like making a couple more wraps to really secure the chenille, and then pull the front legs back and make a couple wraps under them, right behind the eye of the hook. Now you can whip finish your fly, under the legs and behind the eye of the hook. Now is a good time to snip the loop of the front legs to form 2 antennae, and also trim all the legs to length. Now you can adjust the legs slightly to position them exactly where you want them. Now as you can see, this fly is very buggy, and it looks a lot like a stonefly. I like to cement the head, so I turn it upside down and place a drop of UV resin on the whip finish. Then I let it soak in for a second, and also move it around a bit with my bodkin before curing it. And now the fly is finished. Well, thanks for watching. If you would like to support this channel, please pick up one of my awesome shirts, sweatshirts, or stickers. The link is in the description section of this video. I will see you on the next video. Now you go catch some fish.